Recently, I've been going down kind of a side quest on modems, trying to relearn the things that I had forgotten over the years. I haven't really touched one until recently, in, 15, 20 years or so. Been going down on the Cisco side, some other phone stuff, and modems on Windows 95, 98, NT, a little bit on DOS coming up. But kind of a side quest here is one that I never messed with was the Commodore 64. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to get my C64 connected over a real steel modem. So I went on eBay and picked up a couple of modems. In this case, two of them, both of them new in box. And we're going to go through and see how they work. Again, both brand new in box. Yeah, I know. New. I opened them up. I'm using them. If you're a diehard collector, sorry, I am taking care of them as much as possible, not tearing them apart. But let's see what's inside these boxes. Let's grab one of them here. What do we got? Compact. Sorry, compact, duh. That's compact. Commodore 64 modem. This is the later one, the 1200. I can't do 300 baud. I'm sorry. That's just too painful even for me. Let's see what we got inside the box. You know, this is the days when you had manuals and other cool stuff that actually came with your hardware. What do we have here? We got a manual. We have a disk. What is it? Program disk. To load Q-Link, type load, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not quite sure what Q-Link is. Perhaps we'll find out. The registration card. No, what is this? No, here's our registration card. What is that? A diskette exchange form. If your diskettes become damaged or worn out, how to exchange. Huh, kind of cool. What do we have in the manual? How to connect it. I think I'm going to have to read this. Interesting. So one of the reasons I did pick up this over the other one is what it says down here. Full Haze compatibility. I wanted one that, I'm familiar with the Haze AT command set. So now, spoiler alert, I have tried this one and probably has issues, but we'll get to that in a second. What is this? Q-Link, the Commodore connection. Encyclopedia, education, news, entertainment. I'm guessing, was this like their AOL sort of thing, maybe? Take a free tour of Q-Link. Oh, we have a nifty little overlay. Huh, all kinds of neat stuff. I'm going to have to go through that and look at it and read it. That's kind of cool. But we'll get to the hardware now. So this particular one, when I opened it up, I took it out like this, and when I shook it, it rattled, which was not a good sign. Even though this is brand new in box, still sealed up, has the cable, everything. I took it and I took it open, and the speaker had come loose off the solder joints on the PCB on this. So I soldered it back on based on an image I found online, and I made sure these dip switches were set everywhere. There's your jacks, line and phone, and the user port connector. Plugged it in, and this one does not seem to initialize or work. But we'll plug it in, and I'll show you anyways what I found with this one. At least I think is up with this one. I've tried two separate Commodores, made sure the Ultimate 2 didn't conflict with it, all sorts of things, but I'll go through that as well. I had given up, let's say, pretty much. And I remembered I had ordered two of these off eBay, and this one arrived. Let's crack it open and see what's inside. Same stuff. What do we got? The manual, disc, registration, exact same stuff. Same Q-Link packet. And what else? Same modem. Is it shaken? Nope. So this speaker seems to be attached to the board still. The user port looks okay. Chip switches are all down as I read they're supposed to be. All right, well, this is a better sign. Put that away. We don't need these things right now. And there it is. We shall go over to the C64 and see how it works. Have a fresh cup of coffee. It's another day later. let's talk about how I'm going to test these devices to make sure they work. I could use the ATA externally. I do that with DOS and other stuff in Windows, but for these modems that I know nothing about, I want kind of a stable, reliable, quote unquote, playground that I know works. So I can rule out, is it the modem? Is it the line? Is it this? Is it that? So I want just sort of a stable place to start with. And in this case, here's what I have available and what I know works. So if we look on the screen, the end result that I'm going to be dialing into is a 2600 router. I think it's a 2621 maybe. It's kind of my crappy console server router. It's got some async ports, but it also has a WIC 1AM modem module in there, which you can see. And that's pretty simple. So analog line in, you attach a phone to it to use the phone. I got them dirt cheap at a recycler. And then where I'm dialing and what's connecting, so that's the end that I'm connecting to. What that does is then connects down to an FXS card in a 3825 router. I've got a 4-port inside of a 3825, and that's also what the 8-bit modems and other modems are going to connect to. So for this example, we're connecting the Commodore 64 right into here. I can't remember which ports I have offhand. I'll have to go look. I think it's ports 3 and 4, 0, 1, so 2 and 3. But that's kind of what the basic setup is. I'll go through the configs here just so you can get an idea if you want to do this. This works. It's stable. It's reliable. You know, these are just TDM calls across ports, so it's no IP involved, just plain old voice, right? Plain old POTS, which we'll go through. So 3825 is right here. Let's look at the hardware side. And as you can see, we've got 8 FXS interfaces. I have 2 of the quad boards in this box. Let's do a show inventory. They are 3rd generation FXS DIDs. So I got 2 of them in here. So we should have voice 000 blah blah blah, right? But let's do a show run. Let's go down, and here they are. Here are the voice ports I'm using. So 002 is the 2600 router, and 003 is the one I am going to use for the C64 modem. Now, what else? We have some dial peers on top of those. This is my O2 router, so I'm using the 200 block. 002 is 4202 and 4203. So we should be able, from 4203, we should be able to dial 4202 and get that port off that FXS card. And let's go up and look at the 2600 router, my console server. If I can remember what the host name is. The HQ con SRV, yeah, 01. And by the way, this is exactly what a dial-in should see too. So let's do a show hardware here. What do we have? Yeah, I have a 16 port and then the modem line and then the aux port, right? So let's do a show line. One of those is the modem. Oh, you know what? I have a WIC 2 AM in here. My bad. It is not a WIC 1 AM. It is a 2 AM. So we have line 1 and 2, which explains the 18 lines, which is 16 off the async and 2 off this. So the picture up here I have of the 2600 and that WIC 1 AM. Pretend like that's 2. It says line 0 and line 1. I completely forgot about that. Line 1 and 2, so give it a location. I have the exact timeout, which I should probably change. We'll set an answer timeout, do it to dial in, and we're going to say auto configure discovery, and then it'll set up the init string, which if we have issues, we will set up a debug on syslog and be able to watch that conversation with it initializing the modem. Transport input, stop bits, the usual stuff. Speed 115.2, that is the max speed on this, which if we had a modem capable of it, I suspect we could almost get to that. But that's about it. You can't do a show modem, as it's not actually a modem module, which it's a modem module, but it's not a modem module. Yeah, I know, Cisco, right? So you got to do a show line, really. Let's do this. Let's do clear line. What are the line numbers? 1 and 2. I want to clear the counters. How do you clear counters on a line? Clear. There we go. So now we have overruns cleared and it should be ready to go. I did set a banner as you saw when I logged in, but that's exactly what you should see. Authentication on the line is going to be the default. In my case, I have TACX set up as authentication. But that is about it. So we're gonna plug in the C64 now, plug in the router, and I'll be back and let's do some dial-in. We're back. I'm upstairs in the other area in my upstairs lab, kind of experimenting with some different camera setups and whatnot in OBS. What do we have here? My personal favorite Commodore 64. This one has a dual SID kick Pico in it, in stereo, and a Kawari, the small Kawari in this one. This one is motherboard type 250407. I have another one sitting around here with a Kawari large, but kind of like this one. I have an Ultimate 2, and the user port is wide open. Let's plug it in and see what happens. What do I have here? Here is the line cord. Let's plug it in to the right place. We are plugged into that Quad FXS. I'm going to start with the one that I tested previously. The other one I haven't tried yet. And I'll show what this one is doing. Maybe it'll work today. We'll see. And what do we need? We need a line. And I will plug in the phone here just in case. So if I need to test. Ultimate 2. Let's run Novaterm. I'm not sure if that beeping sound is normal for this modem. I've never used one of these, so I honestly don't know what normal behavior is. If somebody else knows, and could let me know. This is going to take a little while because the Ultimate 2 is cycle accurate. So if need be, I'll fast forward here. Through the magic of editing, you'll end up with it loaded. So from what I've read, we have to go through here and go to terminal params, set modem type. This is the new 1670. I'm not going to save it. Let's go into terminal mode. Well, bun of a snitch. It didn't work before. That's strange. Let's plug the other one in and see what it does. For grins. Out of the way. Let's just plug the line in. Oh, phone cords are messy, aren't they? Line in. That made a different noise. That didn't beep. That made what sounded like modem noises. Yep, modem noises, like a, I don't know if you can hear it on here. Oh, come on. Slow, slow, slow. Slow, slow, slow. Floppy noises. Okay. Terminal params, modem type. Terminal mode. Okay, this one works too. I don't get that first, how it comes out of BT. There's all kinds of little odd behaviors I've noticed on the C64. Okay. Well, we are connected line. Let me plug in the phone and let's make sure we have dial tone. Hey, I might have two good modems. We'll have to try the other one. Do we have dial tone? We do. Okay, got dial tone, line plugged in, connected to there. Let me make sure the router's plugged in. Yep, the analog modem is in. And that is 4202. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if you can hear that. We're all background noise in here. Move the microphone. Ah, look at that. This reminds me why you didn't have big prompts back in the day, because you only have that much screen. Need to set my prompt back to be just like a pound sign. Let's try show run. 1200. Let's exit out. That should disconnect me. Oh, interesting garbage. Modem still works? Yep. Oh, let me switch this back. Yeah, you can see there's some garbage on there. How about I turn this off? Put the other one that I thought was bad back in. See what happens. And as always, we'll deal with it in post. All right, the modem that I thought was bad. Now it's not making any noise. That's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if this works. Oops. Yep, now it doesn't work. This is what it was doing for me originally. I had no activity on it, and I never heard that noise when it was plugged in at first either. I wonder if there's some contact loose or something. So the second one appears to be fine. Let's try this once more. Should we do like a Super Nintendo cartridge? Blow on it? Kidding. I'm guessing that power on sound is normal, and I'm not hearing it now. So what did I do differently? Unless there's something on the Commodore port. Well, it's not working now. Glad I got it on camera that it actually did work the first time, and now it's not. Let's put the other one back in. That sounds normal. I'm guessing that's some sort of initialization on power on that the modem does. There's no power lights or anything on it, which is super annoying. This one definitely has issues. It worked one time, right? You saw it. Wasn't just me. Once more. Okay. You know, I love the Ultimate 2 being cycle accurate, but I also hate the Ultimate 2 being cycle accurate. Okay, this is going to be the last time. You know what? And I'm going to save it this time. Because I don't think I'm going to use any other modem other than the emulated one inside of there. So I should be able to say save data file. And that should save my parameters, at least from what I read in the manual. All right. Still works. The high registers? Interesting, there are some. Well, they all seem to be the same thing. I have no idea anything about this modem. You know what? There's documentation over there, right? There's a book that came with it. I should read it. What a great idea. Let's try one more dial in. ATDT 4202. Well, so much for that. No carrier. Let's go over here and let's go clear line 1. We'll try one more time. And then I'm done for the night. I'll have to fiddle with it more. We got dialed in once. I'm going to call that success. That appears to be working. Oh, well. I'm getting some weird clicking background noises on that line. I'm not sure why. All right, I'm angry now. Let me double check here. Take it out. Got the line connected. Plugged back in. Let's grab the SD to IEC. It's faster. No, even better. A Kung Fu Flash. Oh yeah, I had run this and saved it on there. Use 1670. Quit terminal mode. Okay. Yeah. I'm hearing a little bit of clicking and background noise. I don't know from what. Well, now I'm connected. There's our line. I think that's it for tonight. I got it connected again. Lovely garbage on exit. All right. See how quick the Kung Fu Flash is compared to the Ultimate 2 if you don't want cycle accurate sort of timing. Just boom, up it comes. Well, I've rambled long enough. This video took longer than I expected. I hope to cut it down to be about half the time. What do we have? Well, what have we learned? The Ultimate 2 is slow because it's cycle accurate. The Kung Fu Flash is quicker. Weird garbage on the screen. This one is having weird issues. It worked once and hasn't worked since. I'm glad it worked for you and then didn't work for you. I feel better. This one seems to work most of the time, but I'm also getting some noise somewhere. I don't know. That's probably good enough for now. If anybody has any ideas, what I could try, maybe things that are going wrong, please, by all means, comment. It's quite helpful. And that's it for now. Oh well. Laters.